So there are 6 military guys here, and they're now checking the trunk. The guy who has the car actually has a license, but the other guy does not, and they did a car swap. Thanks, buddy. Thanks for being my getaway car.
He is my big brother.
Thanks, man. Alright, so here's the plan. These 2 guys up front here are giving me a lift all the way to the Yemen border. It's about 270 kilometers to the Omani border. And luckily the driver here speaks Arabic, so that may come in handy. They're both actually from Kerala in India. So super awesome guys. So the plan is to go a 3-hour drive to the Omani border. They're gonna drop me off there. I'm gonna go up on my own to the immigration guys and see if they will let me in to the safe zone that's between Oman and Yemen. There's like a 20-kilometer safe zone. So they may allow me in, they may not. They may take my passport and say, go ahead, come back when you're finished. They may say, just take a picture through the fence and piss off. Don't really know what's gonna happen. But these gentlemen are giving me a ride to the Omani border. They're gonna go back to a town called Al Mazuna, and when I'm finished at the border, I have to get myself to the town to meet these guys. All right, so I met this guy at the Dubai bus terminal. Actually, we were both booking tickets to come to Salalah. I mentioned that I wanted to do this Yemen trip, and he said, I'll see what I can do. I'll see if I can help you. And he hooked it up with his buddy. His buddy's got a car. He speaks Arabic, so we're doing this. Checkpoint number 1, all clear. So I'm chatting away with my driver here, and he tells me he's got 4 kids. How old are you? How old? No, how old are you? 38. 38? What? You don't look 38. He looks like he's in his 20s. So he's got 4 kids, and his oldest is 7. And they're at home, and he said, you know, you guys stay at home. I'm going on an adventure. I'm going to Yemen. So he left the 4 kids with mama. My God, you Indians don't age like we do. You look like you're 22.
I look like...
Us white Caucasians, we get all these wrinkles and white hair and all this crap. We look old. 4 babies, all under 7 years old. That's crazy. Sex machine. Right here, sex machine. Hey you! Are you allowed to be pissing there? It's private property. Off goes the driver. I think he's going number 2. We are in the middle of absolute nowhere. I think we're halfway. Halfway to Yemen. So we're at our next military checkpoint. Let's see what happens. So there are 6 military guys here, and they're now checking the trunk. The guy who has the car actually has a license, but the other guy does not, and they did a car swap. They decided to switch drivers so he could take a break, and the other guy literally drove half a kilometer, and boom, huge military checkpoint. So they're checking the trunk now. I hope the car is insured. I don't know how it works for insurance, but one guy does not have a license, and the other guy is, apparently his license is expired. So I don't know, you can see behind me. I hope they're okay. We'll find out. They checked my passport. So we are 1 hour from Al Mazuna, and the military checkpoint stopped us. 6 guys with machine guns. And apparently, sorry guys, but I gotta tell the story. So apparently, my driver friend here, this isn't even his car. He borrowed this from some lady, a friend of his, who also is not Omanian. Is she Indian, your friend? Okay, so so the owner of the car, who is on the ownership, is actually an Indian woman who's not Omanian. So this is not his car. The guy who was driving momentarily for like 1 minute does not have your license is expired, correct?
No, I don't have a...
You don't have a license? And your license is expired, correct? Okay. So it looks like they were going to arrest everybody, but they said, go back, you cannot go any further. If one of these guys was Omanian, or the vehicle was Omanian, apparently we could go further. So I said, how the hell am I supposed to get to Al Mazuna? I made a big friggin' fuss. I wish I was recording it, but obviously no cameras. I was swearing and I was like, oh my God, are you kidding me? I'm like, how the hell do I get to Al Mazuna? So the only way, and this is another scam, another Omani scam, Gulf country scam, is the only way for a tourist to go across this country is to rent your own car and pay a shit ton of money for the rental, take a bus, or yeah, I don't even think you can go with an Omani person. You have to rent a car or take a bus. That's how they get money out of you. You can't even have two friends drive you to the border because they're Indian, they're not Omanian. So now we're going back to the town we just came from to see if there's possibly a bus or something I can get on to bring me to Al Mazuna. But then when I get there, I'm probably gonna get stuck. So I don't know if this Yemen border thing is gonna work out or not today. This is a shit show. So what did you just say a second ago? You said there's no value for friendship, right? Yeah. And that's what these officers were saying. It's all about money, right, guys? Yes. They're like, they're asking. Then they were asking me. They're asking me how much money did you give these guys to drive you? I said nothing. They're friends of mine. Now I am going to give you some money. That was between us, you know, a small amount of money for gas, whatever. But I said no money. They're just friends driving me to the border. And they were like, no, because they assumed I'm paying these guys to drive me to the border, which is illegal because you're only allowed to pay taxis, or you're only allowed to pay car rentals, or you're only allowed to pay buses. You're not allowed to give your friend 40 rial for fuel to drive you to the border. It's against the law. It's a money exchange, whatever thing. So, and like you just said, what is it? There's no value for friendship. Friendship doesn't exist in Oman. Same with UAE. There's no such thing as friendship. It's money. It's money. Friends can't drive you anywhere. Money people can drive you. That's it. So if I can get a bus to the border, I can explore the Yemen safe zone, and then I gotta walk 2 hours in the scorching hot desert to Al Mazuna, and maybe there I can hitchhike the 3-hour ride back to Salalah. So I don't know if it's smart. I don't know if it's safe. But we will find out at the town. We're back in the town and we're going to see if there's a bus that's going to Al Mazuna.
वो मजूना में वापस आने के लिए बस मिलेगा? वही आएगा, दो बस है। शाम को कितना बजेगा? आपको जो लेके जाएगा ना? हाँ, वो सेम बस 2 बजे 4 बजे रहेगा।
So as you can see, my friend spoke to the guy at the bus here, and yes, there are buses going to Al Mazuna and going to the border, but not anymore. It's now 1 p.m. No more buses. So we have to go back to Salalah, all the way back where we started from. And then either tomorrow, I either rent a car and go myself with a red license plated rental car. All of the license plates here that have yellow plates are owned by the owner. So yellow plates are private ownership. If you have a red license plate on the vehicle, it means it's a rental. So I'm not even allowed to borrow someone's car. Even if the car is insured and owned properly, I can't even borrow the damn thing because it's a yellow plated car and I'm not the owner. That's another scam here in these Gulf countries. It's a way to make money from tourists. You cannot borrow a friend's car. You can't even have your friend drive you, like in this case, because they assumed I was paying and this is like an illegal taxi. Today's not going to work. I've got one more day tomorrow because the following day I'm actually going to Saudi Arabia. So I'm low on time to get my butt to Yemen. I got one more day. See, their friends pulled up. These are their buddies. See, look at red license plate, yellow license plate. We need that truck. These guys have been on their phone talking to their buddies who are also driving out in the middle of nowhere in this desert with the white truck that we just saw with the red license plate. So apparently, okay, there's 2 guys that are in that truck. One guy, let's see if I can say this right. The one guy's license is not expired. His license is fine. And his resident permit to be in Oman is also fine. But his license is expired, right? Yeah. Okay, and he was the one that was driving the truck. So he's driving the truck with an unexpired license, but his resident permit is fine, so he's legally allowed to be here. The other guy is the guy who actually rented the truck. So the truck that's rented is under his name, but he actually wasn't the one driving it. It was the other guy. And they said that maybe they'll pick me up, I'll jump in the other vehicle and they'll take me to the border. But the problem is the guy who's driving the vehicle has an expired license, so he will get probably ticketed or arrested, or at least told to turn around like these guys. And the other guy, his resident permit expired 6 months ago, so he's actually here illegally, but the truck rental is under his name. So even if he's legally driving this vehicle, they will arrest him and probably throw him in jail because he's been here 6 months illegally. So between the two guys in the truck and the two guys in this car right now, everybody's expired on something. They're expired with driver's license, expired with resident permits. So everyone's trying to help me, but everybody's breaking the law in some way. So I don't know if it's going to work today. We're still on our way back to Salalah. Thank you, my friend. Thanks, buddy, very much. Thanks, buddy. I'll message you later.
Okay, sure.
We'll figure out what's going on. Good morning. It is 5 o'clock in the morning. This is the new plan. I'm waiting for my host to wake up. Super awesome guys here. And they're actually going to drive me down to the center of Salalah to get on the bus. GTC is the name of this bus company. It's a 3.5-hour bus. It will take me to Al Mazuna, possibly right to the border. I will then attempt to go into the border, into the safe zone, with permission from the Yemen border officers. We'll see how that goes. Then I have to get myself back to the town of Al Mazuna, which I will then try and find the bus, if I can, or hitchhike back to Salalah. So that's the plan today. Attempt number 2, Yemen. Well, the sun is slowly coming up, and there is my bus, GTC company.
Video.
This is the boss man. This is the bus driver right here. He's gonna save my life today.
Yeah.
We're heading to Yemen, right? It's a good start. It's a good start. We have a comical bus driver. So here's the route that we're taking on the map here. Here's Salalah. Right down here, we're going to be heading up this main highway here, hanging a left and heading west along this highway until boom, we hit the border here. Here's Al Mazuna. I'll be getting off at the border here, talking to immigration officers, see if I can get into Yemen to the safe zone here. I need to figure out if I can get into the safe zone, explore this part of Yemen around here, and then I got to get back to Al Mazuna, which is a 2-hour walk, and then either catch a bus or hitchhike back to Salalah. That's kind of the plan. Check out how cool my bus is. Oh yeah. Stopped at the checkpoint that I was at yesterday. Got the same guys, the same 6 military officers. 3 of them came on the bus, and as soon as they saw me, they started laughing. They're like, "Hello, hello!" So I passed checkpoint number 2, further than yesterday. So that is the town of Al Mazuna. This is the town I have to get to when I'm finished at the border to try and get a bus back to Salalah. Somewhere in there. Alright, So we're at the Oman border. Time to do the Omani checkpoint, exit Oman, and then see if I can get in Yemen. Let the drama begin. So here's a tiny update. The bus has been waiting for about 45 minutes. They came on and collected the passports. There's only like 6 people on the bus, and I think the delay is me because the border officers came on and started asking questions. There's a gentleman that's sitting behind me who speaks Arabic, so he was able to translate. And what they're confused about is like, where are you going? Are you actually going to Yemen? And I said, well, yes, but no. So I said, I just want to exit Oman, go to the Yemen border. If they let me in, great. If they don't, I come back to Oman. So they don't know if they should stamp me leaving or not, because I'm not actually leaving, possibly. So the delay is me. They may stamp me out of Oman, and then in 2 hours they may stamp me back into Oman, and then tomorrow I fly to actually to Saudi Arabia, to Medina. So they will stamp me out again. So they're kind of trying to figure out what's going on. So the bus driver told me to sit in the front of the bus with my bag. So I think they're going to kick me off somewhere. The bus driver just told me that we have left Oman. This is now Yemen. As you can see, this is the safe zone. This is where a lot of people hang out between Oman and Yemen, all of the garbage. And now the real drama is about to begin. So there's my bus in front of me. He dropped me off at the Yemen border, and I have to figure out where the hell I'm going now. They're either going to let me in or not. If they say no, I have to go back, but I'm already in Yemen. If they say yes, I don't know. I don't know if these guys are going to speak English. How are you?
Yeah.
Yeah? I walk around?
Yes.
And then through?
Yes.
Okay. On this side?
This door you going this.
Okay. Okay, they're letting me through. Okay, so this is the first time this has ever happened to me in 17 years of travel, and now 96 countries, I think. I need to count again. Basically, the guy that was on the bus with me, everybody's lining up to get their stamps right now, and he said, just go in. He said, you're already in. You're already through the border, you're in Yemen. He says, just walk into the town and go explore. You're in Yemen. He says, if you line up, they may ask questions. They may take your passport, they may not. So I am in Yemen. The border is back there, as you can see behind me. I have no stamp. I'm here illegally right now in Yemen. I'm walking to about 40 minutes to the closest city here to explore a little bit, to officially count it as a visit to Yemen and to see my first town. So no stamp. They don't even know I'm here. Let's just hope this goes smoothly. Well, as you can see, it's not the most beautiful town in the world, but of course there is a mosque. You know, no city is complete without a beautiful mosque sitting in the middle of nowhere. So welcome to the tiny border town here in Yemen. I don't even know the name. There's no name on my map. So there's an officer here from the military. They don't want me to walk the 2 hours, so he's taking me in his car. That is an old car. So there he goes behind me. They don't speak any English at all. And the Yemeni border patrol officer drove me so I didn't have to walk the hour and a half to the Omani border, which I'm approaching now. So I have to get my entrance stamp to go back into Oman after spending a few hours in Yemen. Welcome back to the Omani border.
Hello.
How are you?
Fine, thank you. Where you come?
From Canada. Just visiting a few hours in Yemen. Now Al Mazuna and bus back to Salalah. This is for for him? Ah, okay. Thank you. All right, thank you. I really wish I could have recorded that, but I just went through that border back there and there was about 15 officers with giant guns sitting there, military guys. And right away they see me walking alone with my bright pink shirt and they all light up and like, welcome, welcome. So I tried to see if I could take a video or a selfie, but no, because it is a checkpoint obviously. But super cool. They're all like, thanks for coming, enjoy your day, have a good day. Super awesome guys. Probably 15 to 20 of them with giant guns. Now I have about a 2-hour walk in this desert in the middle of nowhere. As you can see on both sides, it's friggin' hot unless I can hitch a ride, but I don't think anyone's coming from Yemen into Oman, so yeah, first time, yeah, but no visa because of war. So I go just 2 hours, Yemen, and then back to Oman. Now 96. 96. Now I go Saudi Arabia next, 97. Big, crazy adventure. And then yes, Bahrain, Qatar, Kuwait. Big adventure.
Can I go with you?
Yes, you can come with me. Well, thanks to some super friendly people, dropped me off right at the buses. So these little minivans here is actually going to be my bus ride home. So there's my bus to Salalah. It's actually a big one that came. We had to wait about 2.5 hours, but it's heading out soon at 2 o'clock. Time to go back to Salalah. So the bus ride home is 5 hours and their air conditioner is broke. He actually has a thermostat up front